InShalla and Ashe, blessings to you. I'm a little late, but I'm at the prime time of 11:11. So with that, blessings to you, my energetic beings, and welcome back to the Daily Snippet. I am your host once again, a practicing holistic Sha'medium and subtle energy surgeon, merging the indigenous technologies with subtle energies, elements, elemental beings, and so much more. Super juicy. But my intention is to merge the indigenous with the subtle realms to assist you into navigating your prime directive, really just reintroducing you to and through the being that resides within you. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. What a kickoff to enter into 2022 with a new Earth season, along with a new moon the day after. If you have yet to grab my Musing Moon meditation, I threw in some rituals, and since we are still in those threads or the streams of the moon's energy, they are actually still valid. And emotions themselves need to be validated as well and felt, heard, and so on. So with the energy of innovation being online, multi-dimensional twists, it's really time to hike the mountain to get that mountaintop view. The energy of innovating a mountaintop view, actually. But our heart's chalice and the innovation of what our heart believes, it's time really to subscribe to a new channel and opt out of that old subscription, knowing where our heart believes it belongs versus, do I belong in the 9 to 5 career or in a new stage and scenery? Do I belong working from home? A lot of people want to stay working from home. So we're really twisting to this higher frequency and vibration, the joy molecules, the frequency of less stress. So we have these higher octaves, kind of a middle point of self-realization where, where do you belong, in a frequency, energy, or vibration that kind of like what needs to change, what needs to happen. And we're still, like I said, in these threads of the new moon, and we can still feel into our intentions. And we might even feel the frequency of our delicious wishes, what we believe, and what changes do we need to make to stir our pot, or what do we need to opt out of? So if you are still streaming in the old, it's time to opt out. Things are going to fall apart in order for them to actually fall together. So we really kind of had a dream fest while the moon transited over Venus during the night last night, at least in the US of A. So you might be feeling it at the magical asset of 22. It's an emotional desire to transform our heart. It's like these quantum future otherworldly streams where we tune into our heart's threads and we really feel into where we are and where we're actually going next. It's the center, it's the beacon of our bodies. The heart always knows. It's the high heart, the middle heart, the core operator, and so much more. Super juicy, and the heart streams. Whoopsie, getting a little, there I am. All these options I've got. But I'm starting with the cards of the day. This is from the Sears deck, the Sears Tarot. But this is the King of Pentacles. So you can see how he's just exuding warmth. And I could say that this might be an older presence in your life, an older wise man in a way. But, he's just welcoming us into the world to kind of have a conversation. Yes, super welcome New Year to you as well. Sorry I can't see who's commenting, but I can see your comment. But this older man is welcoming us to have a conversation about life through our heart. And he's done all the things. He's worked his magic. He's met his soulmate. He's found his wealth. So now he's looking over his dreams, those manifested dreams. And he's offering us one of these most important kind of potent messages, like our abundance is coming. It's in the future, threads and prosperity. But the most important thing to be or to do or to get done is really to enjoy all of it. The sweetness and the joy, the messiness, every, lesson, challenge, failure, even though, we have to go to those places for the success, the magic on the other side. So he's kind of reminding us to kind of get clear on our intentions, on our path of what we want to be, and actually the planet Capricorn on that path, and envision it in Aquarius. So there's this manifesting power in the longing and so much joy for expansion as we kind of bring our greatest potential into existence. So happiness happens when we do better than the last time in the pursuit of the personal growth, just kind of allowing ourselves this extravagance of desire, whatever that looks like for each and every one of us. So the rest is kind of a consequence of our faith, our steady habits, and the courage to kind of cultivate those enormous otherworldly dreams. So it really is time to dream our biggest light into the life today and dream our endless potentials into existence with a steady desire and also an effort to cascade that into the future. And then we have the Six of Wands, which I'm not sure I've ever had this one. It kind of reminded me of a wreath, a Christmas wreath. But this is really telling us to relish in the sweetness of victory and life. Something that we've been working towards is finally going to come to fruition. It's going to be successful. So it's really time to celebrate our wins, you know, beautiful essence, our soul, gifting ourselves permission to really bask in the warped glow of accomplishment and allow the supportive community around us, our village, to really witness and appreciate all the progress that we've actually made. Taking time to see our own radiance as it is, it's just as important, you know, into making the next move on our journey, our Earth grid journey. Just accepting success in frequency is going to, we're going to see more of it once we accept it and we are in the joys of it, right? And others will actually start turning to us for their own wisdom, carrying off the energy of the King, right, of Pentacles. So it's time to step up and share our brilliance, share our light. Even though this card is in shadow, it's reversed, it's kind of pointing us to stream or shy away from public attention or hiding our light from the world. But it also might indicate somebody who's craving external validation instead of turning to their own inner compass to define whatever success is. So just remember that no one else in the world has our own personal magic. We all have a gift. It's unique and individual to each and every one of us. And that the most important person to impress really is our wholeheartedly. It's ourselves. So you have to be in the super juice of the self. So just know that you are worthy of success and just be grateful and also be seen. We all deserve to be seen and heard, right? And last up, we have, there we go, the Page of Swords, which I've had this one many times, I feel like. But it's curiousness, it's intelligence, it's a thirst for knowledge. That thirst is kind of unquenchable. If you're like me, I'm always buying books. I feel like I could have my own bookstore. But this person, this energy is really quick. It's this witted communication on their toes. They share their ideas and their messages. So for me, this is what is called my unsolicited advice. Something I do unconsciously most of the time, but then I become aware in the middle of those threads. But at times, this energy is so very talkative that it kind of becomes way too much for other people to actually process. The energy can be intense, unsettled, or maybe even a little nervous. So this might be a suggestion to use our intuitiveness or our inventiveness in our current pursuits. Our goals are going to be met by walking the path, being in the frequency of honesty and discovery, especially where others are kind of concerned as well. Just keeping our light bulb on, that curiosity turned on, flipping the switch, and really cultivating maybe a beginner's mindset as we kind of strive to learn new and different things. Especially, you know, we're at the beginning threads of 2022, even though we're in the season of Capricorn, and then we got the Chinese New Year. So there's lots of exciting stuff going on. But in just learning new things and doing this, we learn and we expand our consciousness and we open up to new opportunities in our life. So just remaining open to unexpected lessons, kind of share the insight and the truth, and then we can delight in every interaction. And remembering that everyone really who crosses our path has something specific to teach us that mirrors all around us in the village, right? So then, because I'm doing this all backwards lately, the energy of the day or the element of the day, this is a young fire dragon, a being Chen. We got the beings and the dings coming. But who doesn't love a dragon day, right? And a fire dragon as well. Fire, passion, action, the young fire, it's the sun. But we don't have any young fire or fire at all in the branches or anything around our day. So this means our dreams, our visions are going to be kind of stuck out in the etheric or the astral field. So grounding them for sure, like lighting a candle. I would do like a vision quest even with a candle, meditate with a candle. But this dream, fire coming down to the dragon is really going to produce at the same time, because fire produces earth, right? So it does have some wood, the dragon, hidden in the branch as well. But the rat's energy on the month is going to kind of put that fire out or even create some steam. So I'm not really seeing any flow today. I mean, there's a little bit of flow, but we definitely need to support the fire, the energy of the day master. So fire again, light a candle. I would probably either do a red candle or a green candle for this energy. And some insight into people that carry the energy of the dragon. So with the dragon energy, they kind of have a touch of magic. They're kind of this artist, visionary, people with an imagination who can actually dream galactic huge. They have larger than life appetites for both power and fame. And they really want to accumulate the best of life, the high frequency life, I would hope. But they also enjoy the material, the physical pleasures, and even positions in life that this has to offer. So some of them can be dominant. They can literally have a breath of fire. So just that we have the fire dragon today, that accents this. It's a charismatic dragon, really the breath of fire. But they also feel attached to something's value, its cash value, as opposed to the esteem and the worthiness of the energy of the tiger, different frequencies there. So this is more like addictions and compulsions and obsessions. Those all fall into the realm of the dragon. So being larger than life and having appetites that reflect that behavior, at best, if you're a person who is truly content, who has kind of what I would call reasonable expectations, and even the ability to see them through to the proper, to the finishing stage, you don't really hunger after anything or feel deprived. There's just a sense of being fulfilled. So your stomach is full, your tummy is full, your soul is full, and you appreciate the good things in life. You can see the good and the gooder. And you realize that you aren't what you do, and you know that you will wear a variety of hats in your lifetime. Matter of fact, I was actually searching for a new hat, maybe black, I don't know. But in doing that, you can actually segue from one to another very easily in the many hats you wear. So if you're born between 7 and 9 a.m., you're born at the time of day that we usually have breakfast. If you're a breakfast eater, I'm a coffee girl. But when we break our fast from the previous night, we're hungry. We've gone the longest spell of the cycle without eating. And we kind of seek to nurture ourselves for the birth of the new day. So being born during those hours or that time zone, we take our experiences into the stomach to digest them, metaphorically, right? So the dragon in the stomach, they deal with disappointment, actually, feeling deprived, and what the Chinese called dispossessed, of all words, right? So that's like when we lose a job, we get a divorce, we change a residence, or the kids move out, etc., etc. So we've lost our identity or what we identify with, and that we have created for ourselves over an extended period of time, right? An identity that nurtures us. So for this time, the stomach turns, it turns upside down, and it really doesn't deal well with things. So we tend to be in excess, whether it's with food or gambling, all the addictions, just something going off, even going off on a shopping spree, to really, it's things that help us escape and forget. So it helps us feel that emptiness, that void that can seemingly never be filled for us. So as an antidote to bring balance, it's particularly important that our needs are met and we get fed when we are hungry consistently, to have all of our needs met, even as infants and children, small children. It kind of doesn't apply to all of us, but dragon people need to have a feeling of contentment, like a soothing baby in a way. So they need to know that when they cry with that empty belly, that feeling, somebody's going to come and fill them up. So this kind of reminds me of our root center being grounded. We're safe, we're secure. And when babies are fed on a schedule, they kind of get the idea that they might ever be fed again because it's the timing, it's following those threads of time. So they gobble up everything in sight. when they, to get that essence, that fulfillment. So they're always told kind of subconsciously or subliminally that their needs are going to be met, and they live a life of continued disappointment when they're not. So the surprise, right? So there's these issues with security, and this is where this excess kind of resides, compensating for the lack that we feel consistently somewhere. But what's curious is we have two earths on the branches. So this is the stomach and the spleen, the energies of both. It's the digestion system, our lymphatic system. So get out and get moving, get walking. But also with the fire and nature, nature supports the fire, and fire to bring in the warmth. So usually energy like today might feel a little bit wonky most of the time. I kind of thrive in it myself. Sometimes people feel anxious. They might feel like they're in shaky ground. Maybe your nervous system, which is the energy of nature, needs a boost or a grounding element. Being hyper aware of the changes and just the transformation in those thread lines, myself, I have been waking up to my best possible infinite timeline every morning. That's just been my morning mantra. Exercising our spiritual acumen, doing offerings and rituals daily. It's kind of like the daily bread thing. I think that was a thing. The daily bread, there's a saying. Sorry, I can't remember it. But it's like we can feel the earth quaking below the surface or under our skin, like in our bones. Something juicy is going to erupt. So I would say meditate, light the candle, go into your own personal streams, call on an archangel. My podcast is up today and ready. I talked about the Archangel Azrael, the angel of death, which he's much more than that, honestly. But tune in if you feel called for that. So in tidying up, it really is a day of threading into our heart what she authentically believes to be true. It's like what you see, is it in alignment with what you're hearing? Or sometimes that's really a curious question, what we hear and what we're seeing, they're not in alignment, or what we're told versus the seen. Modernity, that's a word Malidoma frequently used. Modernity, it's kind of funny to say out loud, but our society has this foundation or this structure that's aligned with these principalities of control and wealth and influence and power. And is it true? It's like the Maya or the illusion. So today is a day where we might have otherworldly rising in tension, like there's thread, forces of adversity, challenges, right? So the land and the earth plane, the dragon, the fire dragon, the current threads of life, along with that of our heart's desires to be true, juicy wishes, especially with this moon. So we might have this inner conflict that's coming to the surface, bubbling up when we're out of alignment with our heart's wishes. And then we realize that we are threading a broken thread, or a frayed thread. Our operating frequency isn't in alignment with our energetic system. So our hard drive, just know really that whatever's falling apart, it's okay. It's supposed to, so we can really break on through to the other side. It's like the blessing in disguise. We kind of need to detach from it. Even though it might feel challenging, the struggle appears real, but it's authentically serving us, So with the moon threading through the end stages of Capricorn, going to meet up with Pluto, does your heart feel that your operating system is in alignment with your personal codex? That energy system that we all carry, it's unique. So is your reality and your vision of it, are they syncing together in synchronicity? Are they in that resonance field? So I would respond differently today, be in a higher frequency of peace and love and joy, happiness, all the good stuff. Be in a state of a solution, or a space of a solution. Like, what am I trying to say? Like, be in a space of love to a solution and believe in the unlimited possibilities that are endless. So do they come from the heart, the queen in your palace, or are they bubbling up through the surface? So it really is a magical day to evolve out of one space and move into another. The forces of adversity are in alignment to allow the universe literally to move us. There's no need to rush it. Just allow the curtains to fall, giving it all space and also time. So the threads kind of get washed, and we have this birth of something new, something unseen or otherworldly. So yeah, so to bring that, let's see. I'm adding something super fun today. Ding dong. Oh, well, where did I put it? Maybe this is it. New? Boy, I'm having fun. Hang on. Where is she? There it is, clear at the top. Mind myself. So I'm going with essential oils today. This is vetiver, the grass vetiver. And Capricorn season of hard work, energy, being clever, and knowing what we want and setting our mind to it to ensure that we get it. It's our goal story. It's ruled by Saturn. It's not really our goal story. It's like the goal. The goal story is our midheaven, total different frequency. But you know, Saturn transiting Aquarius in that higher innovative frequency, just being strong-willed and striving to do everything right, almost to the point of stressing themselves out. And we all have Capricorn energy somewhere. We all have Saturn. We all have a house that's ruled by Capricorn. We all have a 10th house. So this kind of plays out in all these directives, I would say. And that's kind of the point of stressing ourselves out. But vetiver essential oils will help this Capricornian energy to connect back to the earth and receive that emotional healing and also guidance. I actually do use essential oils. I'm not going to promote them because I always get in trouble. I say something, blah, blah, blah. But so yeah, vetiver in general. But it's just this magical oil for relaxing. It can help take the edge off or the pressure, especially if you're constantly competing with yourself. Yeah. So I do have essential oils. If you go to tonyad.tv, you can follow the link there. It's the brand I use if you're interested. If not, just, you know, wherever you can find vetiver, especially if you are a Capricorn or your Saturn's in a placement where you need to take a breath and take a pause. But I would also, you know, utilizing essential oils, that's kind of where I'm going to go, I think. But the seed sound of the day, the elemental sounds, we have the heat of Ha. And I love that because we got a fire dragon on top of it. So it's the heat in our voice when we ha. You can feel the heat in your breath and the sound of nature. You know, for me, I like crickets, really, but it's the swish or the shishing of a child. I prefer the swishing of the leaves, the wind. But our spiritual channel is online, our crown, along with our intuition channel. So we have like the Ong and the Om. Or you can be like me and just be in the sound of silence. I like that. Listen to the sounds that are in those higher octaves, those otherworldly voices, the higher ups, if you will. And before you go to bed, I've been listening. It's 8888Z, I think is the hertz. I found one, it's like 8 hours long. So really tune into your higher self, be in a state of belief, and look out into the starry, starry night and believe in an otherworldly presence of the light, the joy, and the peace. And I would actually affirm that I am in my inner insight chamber, collaborating with those higher ups to live life in the moment. Yeah, it's kind of the frequency I've been in for quite a while. But InShalla and Ashe, thanks for joining in at 11:11. And yeah, I didn't do so. I was a little late, but 11:11. Can't beat that, right? So I will see you tomorrow.